regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy. Get your pen, get your notebook, Real TV, so you could take notes and important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Nathaniel Reed, on behalf of the team, would like to wish each and every one of you a terrific day today. I trust all is well. You're safe, you're happy, you're in good health, and you're having yourself a beautiful day. Reminding you, life is what you make of it. The choices you make today will determine your tomorrows. Happy Thursday, 15th January 2026. It is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. So don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. Don't take your loved one for granted, right? Let me remind you again, tomorrow is not promised. Let's go to our quote for today, Nathaniel, and our quote says, your life can change very quickly. In a few months' time, you could be in a completely different place, living in a completely different way. Keep investing your efforts wisely towards your growth and success. The results always show after you put in the work. What you invest in, so you shall reap. Remember that. So when you smile, you'll get a smile in return. When you give your all, you'll get all in return. When you're honest, honesty will always be yours. Something for us all to think about. Thank you, Nathaniel. Today I'm in conversation with two ladies. They are forces to be reckoned with when it comes to development and growth, when it comes to investing into our children. They understand the importance of that. Let's say good morning and a very warm welcome and a happy new year to Miss Janice DiCurcio. She is a certified mediator and she's the founder of the Officium Training Limited. We're also very pleased to have with us Corporal Sasha Williams Goddard, and she is the St. Joseph Police Youth Club team leaders. Together they make a brilliant team. So let's say good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. I am so pleased. Since you all confirmed you're coming, I am in awe. Because I always really genuinely enjoy spending time with you all.
Thank you for having us.
And I know your goals really would be developing the youth, helping our children today. And when we do that and we inculcate the right morals and values, we've got a better future when it comes to our leaders.
Definitely.
Indeed we do.
And I'm not just talking about leaders in the sense of, maybe leaders were leaders, which would be welcomed, but good parents and good people that we deal with in the workplace, in the environment.
Wholesome citizens.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. So again, ladies, I really appreciate as we start things off to let you know how we are full of gratitude for you sharing and dispersing important and relevant information.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was our pleasure.
Yes, and I know you're busy. I know you wear many hats, and to be here is a big commitment, but we really appreciate it. And we understand the value that you bring to our citizens. Now, we're going to be talking about empowering the next generation with real solutions. The fact is, we know the problems, We are aware of the problems. We are aware of it. What we need to understand, as you rightfully say, is finding the core, getting to the core of it, and real solutions to get real results.
Yes. Sometimes I wonder if we are really ready for some conversations. Because the real solution, sometimes it puts us in, and I say us as parents, aunties, the village that raised the children.
Nice.
Sometimes it puts us in a space where we have to be accountable. And the real solutions will take us being accountable for some actions that we did or did not take. So sometimes I'm wondering if we are really ready for some of the real solutions.
You know, Mr. Koche, you're absolutely correct. Very often, sometimes when you go through Facebook, you see negative things.
Yes.
Negative things in the sense that where children are being abused, situations where you can't help but say, what is going on? What is wrong? Where's the law? Where are the authorities? And then you question yourself, but the person who holding this and taping this, you're just as guilty.
Of course you are.
You are taping this and you are allowing this is happening, unfolding in front of your eyes, and you do absolutely nothing about it.
No, I mean, sometimes persons for the area of safety, they don't want to get involved, right? And I can understand that to an extent. But my problem is that we have adults that display the same behaviors in the same ways, and then we expect different from children. How?
Correct.
How? So that's why I say the accountability sometimes for our actions, we really don't want to have the conversations.
And I think sometimes it's equally our fault as much as the circumstances. So when we sit with parents, often it's a sort of them looking in a mirror. They usually bring the child and say,
Fix it.
fix this child. Officer, I don't know what to do. We often get quotes like, if I put my hand on him, you all will have to come for me. But the fact is that when we sit with them, it's almost as though we've shined a mirror on themselves, because most of the problems start there. So when we think about all the things that are going wrong with our young people, often we have to start with looking at the home, which unfortunately directly shines a light on the parent. And that's the sad reality that a lot of people are not ready to admit. A lot of people are not ready to face. It's not the child. Sometimes if we just look at some of the things that have been allowed, some of the things that have been subtly approved of within the home, we take little things for granted. For example, we love to auto-parent. I say this generation of parenting. We are auto-parents, and it's very easy to give a child a device. So I see children as young as toddlers and babies glued to tablets. They make the tablets now appealing for babies and toddlers. So you have bright colors, and they have silicone cases so they can fall, and they're very appealing. And from a very young age, we have socialized our children to be raised by online content or external influences. And we have not really built the culture that we want within our homes for our children. So that is playing a tremendous role in what we're seeing and calling the deterioration of our young people of this generation. So sometimes the conversations can become a bit uncomfortable, but it's conversations that we need to have if we want to change things.
You're absolutely correct. The devices now become the babysitter.
Yes.
And I think sometimes not just for because of being the babysitter, but because sometimes parents are so consumed. Single parents, you have scenarios where you have both parents in the home, however, only one is active.
Yes.
We are aware of that.
Oh yes.
One is a
Yes.
couch potato, one not working, one not doing anything, drinking
Yes.
lime, and the other one working, doing 2-3 jobs perhaps to make
Yes,
ends
indeed,
meet.
indeed.
And so it becomes the solution, the easy, quick
Yes,
fix. But
yes.
it's far from the truth, because according to you, Corporal, is that you're damaging your own child, not being aware of it.
Yes.
Yes.
You see,
Give them a little coloring book and some colors.
Right? Or
Give
let them
a little
play
reading
in the
book.
yard. We grew up playing and
Yeah,
climbing trees.
Climb a
yes,
tree.
yeah.
Yes.
go and
Play a
climb
little
a tree.
cricket,
Some
put a
mango.
little
Yeah.
bow. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, play with some Lego blocks, You
Nice.
see, we
be
have
creative.
to understand that when we put children in front of devices, TikTok, whatever social media, the videos are short. So what we are doing is that we're exposing children to a repetitive, short burst of needing to pay attention. So it shortens the child's attention span after a time. So then when we realize now that they can't pay attention, they can't sit still, they can't stay focused, they can't. And when a child is not, you see, we think things are in isolation, but it's not. when we have children that the only time it's a lot of short videos, short stuff, short stuff. When they go into the school and it's time to pay attention for 2 hours or half an hour for a class, it's difficult. Then the child becomes bored. Then we have behavior issues. Then we are developing screen addictions. So when the child is away from the screen and there's nothing to occupy them, there's nothing in school that is as exciting as the TikTok video, then we are making room for behavioral issues. After that, then we have interaction and socialization issues. Because you glued to a tablet, you really don't know how to socialize.
Oh my God.
So then we have behavioral, socialization issues, then we have interaction issues. Anytime you have that kind of storm brewing, you are going to have room for children that are going to get themselves into trouble.
This is absolutely brilliant.
You see,
Do you
we don't
know
think about it.
I've always thought that this, in my takeaway with this, is that it takes away allowing your child to blossom in terms of their personality and communication. I've always seen it
Of
that way,
course.
which I understand. That, you know, you see it every time you have a family gathering, 10 of them on the phone, whereas young ago we playing games or we been. So I always looked at it as taking away from them developing the art of having a good conversation or playing a game or being. But I've never understood it in the way you've explained. And you're absolutely correct.
It goes even
because they
deeper.
get bored.
Yeah.
So after a 2-minute, this is awesome. This is like a breakthrough for me this morning because it's the truth.
It goes even deeper. No, the
And
things that they're looking at
that's why
on
they
Facebook
can't
and they're looking about,
concentrate.
the things that they're looking at is a lot of violent content, a lot of, so we're desensitizing. So now we have a generation that doesn't know how to concentrate, how to settle, and now they lack empathy. What are you going to get?
No, I've always understood with regards to some of the games, especially with their siblings, the smaller ones, they tend to kick them and bash them, and so they have that habit of hitting and fighting. That's their way of solving things, fighting, and they've got anger, and so I understand that is terrible. But I'm happy that you've exposed us today to see, and you see why we have experts, to understand that sometimes you understand why these children talking so much, or the teachers are saying this child just can't settle, or this child always talking. And it is because of simple, it's not that simple. We think it is, but how detrimental it is for your own child.
It is not.
And then we have a generation that's very addicted.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many people realize that. So the need for this constant dopamine
Stimulation,
release
yes.
because of the 30 seconds or less, or 45 seconds max. A video now is 45 seconds. If you have a 1-minute video, it may not get as many views as a 45-second or 30-second video. And so we're a generation of reels, and they need this constant dopamine release kicking in their brains all the time. And that does not stay with devices. So now they seek the release from drugs, from unhealthy relationships, or anything else that can become an addiction. It does not only need to be a substance, but what they are forming is that dependency. And they don't realize that they're becoming dependent on stimulants. So when they're not stimulated, then they're going to become angry and agitated, and then we have a culture of young people that don't know how to communicate, that are constantly in need of being stimulated, that can't focus beyond 30 seconds or 45 seconds, and then they're now having negative social interactions. So this is a firestorm of a generation that we are raising here, attempting to transform into our next leaders, mothers, wives, husbands, parents, everything that will continue to maintain our society and its peace.
Absolutely true. This is brilliant and awesome information this morning. Awakening us, grandparents, parents, aunties, uncles, neighbors. You're looking at it and you understand now. Listen, this is real. What they're talking about, we can identify, you know.
Yes.
We have to be honest with ourselves. We can identify. So now we talk about problem. Now we talk about root problem. When we return after this break, we're going to be talking about solutions to what we just spoke about. Stick and stay with us. here on Real TV. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Join me, your host, Smitty, on A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV from 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV.
I am Zelisa Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thanks for choosing us, allowing us to influence you in a positive way, adding value. You know, whenever you have knowledge, you have power to make better decisions. And when we make better decisions, when it comes to our choices, we are in control of that. We're going to have better tomorrows. Knowledge is power, right? And today I have two women that are powerful, talk about trained and certified and true leaders in every aspect that can really help us to break those barriers, break those chains, think beyond and look at things in a different light so that we as parents, as adults, as leaders within our own homes can make better choices when it comes to our children, and we all have a better tomorrow. Because let us not forget, our children are the leaders of tomorrow. Yeah. So with us today, we've got with us Miss Janice DiCoccio. She's a certified mediator. She's also the founder of the Officium Training Limited, and we're very privileged as well to have with us Corporal Sasha Williams Gordon. Now she is the St. Joseph Police Youth Club team leader. Powerful women, all right, that are here to help us, to guide us, and they're literally holding our hands and helping us to be better parents, to be better at what we do. Yeah? Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you.
So we got a little breakthrough there with understanding some of the problems firsthand that we create, because we make the choice to give them this. And you know, Corporal, you also told us about going back to good old time days.
Yes.
Go and run outside, run out your energy.
Yes.
Play a little cricket, play a little football, pick a little mango. The art of doing those things, you communicate, and there are lessons that we learn with that as well.
Exactly. And that's what one of the things that people fail to realize. We weren't just playing. We were building our problem-solving skills, our critical thinking skills. We were building physical agility. We were building even our physical health. Because we have a
Yes.
generation now that they're very fragile. I'm sure we can agree. They're very, very fragile.
You're
They can't,
absolutely
they can't endure
correct.
too much.
Yes.
All right, so we were building so many critical skills that helped shape us into such resilient adults that were able to endure things like COVID-19, the recession. I'm not sure if this generation could survive that. So what we're doing is we're actually destabilizing our future because they are
Yes.
going to be the ones to lead our nation and our world through future challenges. And they lack essential skills that would supposed to have been developed at adolescence. So what we're taking away from them and from us is the ability to weather these storms that life will throw at us.
So true. Absolutely.
So we don't see the big picture sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's so much bigger than, well, just my child that I want to give a tablet and a phone to. It's so much bigger because that child is going to be somebody's supervisor, maybe working in the World Health Organization or the North Central Regional Health Authority, distributing things in a pandemic, somebody making decisions.
You're absolutely correct. We do not live in a bubble. We live in the real world with real problems, and that's why you're giving us the real solutions.
Yes.
So based on what we spoke about in the first part of our conversation, talk to us now. Tell us what you suggest with regards to solutions.
Sure. So I always tell parents, as early as you can, try to minimize, if at all the child does not necessarily have to be on a device, keep the child off of a device.
We didn't grow up on devices.
And we are fine.
We grew up on encyclopedia, right?
We are fine, right? I was telling some 20-something-year-olds that we were around when Gmail was created. That's why we have our names as our Gmail address. They were amazed. How did you get your name?
Yeah.
Because we were here when Gmail was
Yes,
invented.
yeah.
And we survived. We became strong, resilient leaders. So what I'm asking parents, please minimize the device.
Nice.
Start there. Because
Good.
that has been one of the major issues plaguing this young generation,
Excellent.
especially the toddlers. The way the brain is developing and processing the world, and if this overstimulation from online content and all of the, sometimes you don't even know what they're sneaking into these videos, and you have a long hours
The predators out there.
Yes, hours and hours your child is on a device and you're not even within sight or within view. You're not even in the same room sometimes.
Correct.
And you're not there monitoring the type of content that your child is ingesting. So what you're doing, you're letting these devices raise your child. So
Good.
asking parents to become two things, active and present.
Active and present. Now you said two very important things there. Active meaning be part of their moment.
Yes.
Be part. I remember for Christmas telling people, some people were complaining they didn't have money to buy gifts, blah, blah. And I said, well, children, what they remember would be the times you went down on the floor and play with them.
Yes.
The moments you spent taking a drive, having a conversation, making a pizza together, or cooking together and watching a movie. They remember moments. They remember the day when they fell down, you were there I remember those things, if
Yes,
you
I
could
do.
relate. So it is important to spend quality time with them. Now I know we live in a world where we multitask and we're doing a million
Yes.
things. So why not get them involved with you as well? Be part of the cooking process. I'm just thinking,
Yes,
I don't know if you would advise
Of
that.
course.
But, be part of that. Another thing you said is very important in the moment with regards to don't just listen, but rather hear carefully what they're saying. Because very often they're talking, all right, tell me what you did, but you doing what you're doing, and you still show them that, and sometimes we can't help but do that, right?
Yes.
But actually show them what they're saying, or, that what you're saying is important. So I want to listen to you. What is it? Advise me here, Miss Midi.
No, listen. I don't want us to feel that we are standing here bashing parents.
No, we're here to
Definitely.
help.
I want to
And
put
helping
that-
me too.
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
put that out there because as we often say, children don't come with manual, right? In Trinidad,
Yeah, yeah.
when you came, they didn't come with a manual for you know what to do. And life requires finance, and we understand.
Yes.
So we understand all that. However, they are here, and you have them. They are yours, and they are your responsibility.
Nice.
And we have to account for them. So we are here. This is the GPS point. We are here.
Yes.
Moving from this point now, we have to be active and we have to be present. That will take you learning some things that you did not need to learn in the past.
Yeah.
Let's just say
Intention.
my child is displaying particular behaviors I don't understand. Rather than put the device in their hand and just throw your hands up in the air and say, look, I need to go make some money, whatever. Take a 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Take the same internet, do some research, ask a question, call someone, find out about a program. If you can't do it alone, there are programs out there, there is help available. No one is saying that you're standing alone.
Yeah.
And I think we have raised a generation where we are Miss and Mr. Independent, and I don't want nobody to talk to my child, I don't want nobody to touch my thing, and I don't want nobody to know that we call it failing, but it's not failing. Listen, you need help. And if you need help, help is available.
Yes.
Don't do it on your own, and don't give the child the device. Be brave enough to ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
Ask
Yes.
for help.
Yeah,
And I
I
know
love what
that
you
sometimes
said.
we say, you know, the systems, they are overwhelmed. We too, our system is inundated with stuff. However, begin to seek help. There are programs, there are things that you can do. Get the child involved in stuff that is other than the device.
Extracurricular
Because we
activities.
have to also monitor, and we have to then be present. Monitor who they talk to, what they talk to, you know, what they are involved in,
Yeah.
what kind of groups, what are the composition of their crew in school. How is it you are a child, you have a device, but me as a parent, I don't have the lock code for your device.
Correct.
How?
Great.
How is it? No, I'm not saying you will be in the child's room. Children deserve some amount of privacy. But your door continuously locked and I don't have the liberty to come in.
You have to knock and ask.
you have to knock, yes, but there has to be where the door is unlocked and I can find out what is happening. I should have the liberty to go through your bag, understand certain things. Because this is the generation that we are in.
You're correct.
We have to know these things. Now you may be saying, okay, my child has these particular values, I'm sending my child out there. Understand that your child can be influenced. And your nice darling home, look, where's the camera? Here?
Nice baby.
Your children lie.
She's
Listen
absolutely
to me.
correct, yeah.
Don't tell me. I have seen it over and over. Don't come or stand in any position and put your head on a block for children. Children lie.
Unfortunately.
Your
they're
darling
humans.
that you feed and you change pampers will watch you square in your face and lie.
But it's the truth.
It is the
Yeah.
truth. So then we have to be able to, trust is built over time. You can't give trust that is not earned. So then we give in iPads and Jordans and this and that to children who are resistant to doing and rebellious. They don't follow instructions. The grades are not good. But you are now rewarding behavior that is subpar.
You're very correct.
How are we? It
And you
can't
see it all.
work.
I mean, you're trained and certified. This is
Yeah.
what you do. This
Every
is your
day.
job.
Every day.
So you know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And so we are talking to experts here. They're not fly by night. They're trained and certified. This is what they do.
Yes.
You know, you're trained to pick up things that the ordinary can't.
But
Yes.
I think as parents, as long as you are looking and watchful, don't take things for granted. Don't take, well, I tell my child this, that, and the other. You can tell your child that, but the child is going among people and they are at the age where the voice of their friends is louder than your voice by nature of development.
Yeah.
So you have to be there. Don't let your voice be silent, but the crew in school's voice is loud in the child's ear.
You're absolutely correct.
And you know, we've been doing this for over a decade now, and the challenges have not changed. They just look differently sometimes in some situations and circumstances, but the root causes are the same, you know. We have parents that are unfortunately overwhelmed, sometimes life can be a bit much.
Yeah.
And we understand we have a lot of single parents,
Yes.
which makes the dynamic even more challenging than it
Yes.
was already just being a parent. Now, what it will require from a parent to be active and present is to be very intentional and to develop discipline. So I have 3 girls.
3 girls.
Yes, I have 3 girls. So you all pray for me.
Oh, Lord Father.
It's a challenge. But one thing that I've learned is that I have to be organized and disciplined. I can't just think that things will happen. I have to be very intentional. Okay, today I'm going to make the time to sit and have a conversation. Tomorrow I'm going, and my schedule is crazy, but I have to find those moments, carve out with intention. Okay, today I may have to leave work a little earlier, pick them up, go do something. I have to search bags regularly. I do these things regularly. It has become part of the routine, and at the beginning it was challenging, but now we sort of found a rhythm, and I'm proud to say, I'm happy to say, so far so good. The Lord has blessed me, so far so good. However, I'm still vigilant. We can't take for granted that, okay, the children are doing well, and we just put our hands up in the air and we go into autopilot. It doesn't work that way until they are independent and self-sufficient and living on their own. When they're living on their own, they're choosing their own life. But for now, while they're at home and they are students and they are below 18 and still dependent on you, you have to be vigilant and you have to be intentional about how you order your days so that you have the time to be active and present.
Well, Corporal, you're absolutely correct. The fact is you're human, just like all of us. The fact is you're a mother of 3 children, 3 girls.
Yes.
You are very consumed with your job because you have your 3 birth children, but you have hundreds of others that you
hundreds.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you have learned the art, you're probably still learning, but the point is you've come to some solution, or the art of being able to manage your time and to understand and prioritize.
Yes.
And perhaps we need to understand and relate to that as well. If you could do it under such conditions, then we can as well. If we look at things outside of the box or different, you follow what I'm saying? We
Yes,
could
of
come up with a
course.
formula that could work for us, so there's no excuse.
And if you look at what you spend time doing, honestly assess your time. Look at the amount of time you spend online. Sometimes most cell phones give you a breakdown now. You can go into your phone and your phone will tell you, and it may shock you, this is the amount of time you've spent on each app. So it tells you, this is my Facebook time per week, this is my TikTok time. When you look at the amount of time that you spend sometimes doing things that you think, it's just by the way, it's not something that I'm actually giving my time to, you realize how much time you actually have to redirect to things that are more important.
That's very true. Sometimes I wonder, on people on social media, they post in their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, everything that's up. Where do they even find time for themselves, for the real world, reality? Yeah. Yeah.
So we were talking about solutions, and if we were following, we would understand that these things that we are talking about, we use resilience, time management, active and present parenting. These things are not cliche, they are not watchwords, they are actual tools
Yes.
that can be developed and customized based on your lifestyle.
Yes.
But all these things will never be put into practice unless you make choices.
You heard what it is?
So then we
it
have to
comes
choose.
down to you, the
making
parent,
choice.
the guardian, the grandparent, whoever is responsible for this life or these little lives. It comes down to choices.
Yes.
You have to make the choice.
Comes
Now,
down.
we sat down before parents hundreds of times, and I'm telling you, because sometimes we have interventions 3, 4 a day, 5 a day. Sometimes we have the suspension center, 6, 7 of them at the time. So we are working, right?
Yeah.
So this is not something that we are just pulling out of the clouds. And then you hear parents saying, but I work in. But when you get home now, you need a little time to relax. You have to cook. I understand all that. But if you if you become a little more diligent, a little more vigilant over your time, you will see the gaps where you can actually make the improvement. You can.
If you can. There's
You
no
can.
excuse. You could fit
You
things
can.
and make things work. If
Listen,
it means
people
even
do 2, 3
doing
jobs
things
and have
later.
degrees.
I'm
When
telling
you go for
you.
when it is time to study, look, I just finished. When it's time to study, if you had to put pepper in your eyes, you have to get it done.
Yeah, you did something recently.
And I
I
finished my
congratulate you.
doctorate. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
My humble apologies,
It's okay,
Doc.
it's okay. My name is
You
Janice.
deserve it. No, you deserve it. I did congratulate you on
Thank you.
social. I
Yeah,
saw
you
it
did.
on-
Thank you so
and
much.
I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
so much.
Again, you, with all that going on in your life, you found the time
Yes.
to do your doctorate.
Yes.
And that is a great accomplishment and applaudable. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
From
Thank you so
all
much.
of us, because we know we will all benefit. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Hi, I'm Joanne Ogaro, and welcome to Smart Talk. SMART is the acronym for the Single Mothers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I am Melissa Brown. Smart Talk exists to give single mothers and families real conversation, real data, real advocacy.
And I am Shermaine Wickham Howe, President and founder of the Single Mothers Association, highlighting all issues affecting single mothers, facts, situation, solution, empowerment. So tune in at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday on Real TV with Smart Talk.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. I'm in conversation with Dr. Janice DiCoccio, founder of the Officium Training Limited. She's also a certified mediator, so she's the sort of person trained and certified to intervene, to find solutions to resolve problems. So, and we're also very fortunate to have with us Corporal Sasha Williams Goddard. She is the youth club team leader at the St. Joseph Police Youth Club. I have seen over the years, ladies, police, and I'm talking now about the police in particular youth clubs, how amazing they've been with regards to taking broken children, and I'm using broken children meaning children who people would say give in trouble, all sorts of different scenarios. And when you look at them, how polished they are, and the fine young men and women they are today, and how they contribute towards in such a positive way now, you can't help but applaud. And I've said to people time after time, if you cannot control your children, they want to cuff you down, they cursing you, they locking the door, you have to be knocking and saying, open the door, they're coming in after hours, they're being disrespectful. Get the police involved.
Oh Lord.
Put them in the hands of the police. Let the law deal with them. Fix it. Don't put it under the carpet and make excuses. Well, the child thing and get help.
Most times, those are the people that refuse help. So even if we recognize something going wrong and we reach out to the parent and we say, listen, this is what you need to do. This is where you can go. This is how you can go about getting the help that this child needs. Most times, unfortunately, those are the ones that are very quick to refuse help until sometimes it's too late. And those are the ones that we're trying to recruit at a much younger age, where we can start influencing them positively before they have formed particular patterns of thought. So that's why the police club to recruit from age 5. So, I mean, we can't do preschoolers yet. We don't have the capacity for that. But from 5 years old, you can register your child as a police youth club in your district. We have 90 something, close to 100 police youth clubs across Trinidad and Tobago. And so every police station district has an active police youth club.
Yes.
So you can find one anywhere, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a police youth club. We know of many sport groups, football, swimming, coaches that are doing fantastic work with really mentoring and rehabilitating youth through sport or culture or music or whatever. But the point is, you need to find something or a safe space that can help your child develop into a wholesome citizen that can contribute positively to society in the future. That's the game. That's the aim.
Corporal, for the years that you've invested in helping develop children, right? What would you say are the 3 main problems that you see time after time? History, this is
Can I say parents, parents, and parents?
You can.
All
You
right.
can.
Though parents play a major role, I won't put all the blame on the parents. Sometimes one of the major things that we have a challenge with, persons' willingness to access the resources that are available to them. So again, that sort of comes back to the parent, because sometimes the child is unable to go on their own.
Correct.
But sometimes we offer programs, we develop things, and we network, and we do all of that work in the background to get things off the ground. And we do it sometimes with particular people in mind. Though it's open, we have, we may say Johnny, just using a name, or James and Sammy. These 3 boys, we know they can benefit from this. We're going to open it up. We're going to take 50 boys, and we're going to make sure we do all that is necessary to get Johnny, Sam, James registered into this program. And sometimes they don't come.
The parent decides something else is more important.
So you see that willingness to access those resources that are available, the support systems. We can put all of the programs in place anywhere across the country, and if the personnel is still unwilling, there's really so much that we can do.
Yeah.
So that willingness to actually get up and get up and go, sometimes just to attend, that's what we need. Then we have the issue of, let me say, how to phrase this properly, politically correct. The parents that prefer particular places based on some preferences. So let me give you a real example. And
Ethnicity.
yes, so we have issues with, we have political barriers, we have ethnic barriers, we have geographical barriers, we have, yes. And then some communities have, we have some gangs operating within some of our areas in Trinidad.
Right.
So some of the territories sort of inaccessible to certain people. So those things also pose a major risk factor when you try to put forward resources for people, especially young people, that can benefit from the resources. So the culmination of justifiable reasons, quote unquote, why they can't come. And then I would also say at the policing level, when we look at crime, and crime is a social issue, and we look at our society, and we see where things like unemployment is on the rise. We have things like people not able to access basic resources.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a choice between food or transport.
Yes.
And we can't negate the reality of some people's situation.
You're correct.
So in order for us sometimes to get a program, for example, we have a field trip going to the Logos. And we know that there are children we are going to have to go pick up because they're not going to be able to have the transportation
And
to
so
come
you all go the extra mile.
Oh, we do.
all the time.
Oh,
And sometimes we don't have the resources.
So
So if I can say resources, I can
know.
put resources in bold.
You're
Resources
correct.
one,
No,
resources
you're correct.
two,
So you
one,
feel-
Resources 3, resources 4, resources.
Yeah, you're limited to a point.
Yes.
God bless you. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we can right here on Real TV. Stay with us. Let's go to these messages.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32, Saddle Road, Maraval.
I am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next Harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
I am Zelisa Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Of course, we understand and identify what the problems are, but more importantly, we learn, we grow, we look at the solutions. We've got two women here who are strengths in every aspect. Let's welcome back Dr. Janice DiCoccio. She's a certified mediator. She's also the founder of the Officium Training Limited, and Corporal Sasha Williams Goddard, the St. Joseph Police Youth Club. She is the team leader. She's the head. Two powerful ladies. All right, welcome back. And knowledge is really power, not just even for our viewers near and far, but including myself. I always feel enriched after a conversation, taking myself now in the capacity as a parent, trying to understand that there's never too much that you could learn. You're always reaching out or hoping that you get that intervention to help you to be the best parent that you could be and to make the right choices. Because the choices we make, as you rightfully said, and I say to my viewers every day, the choices we make today, right now, determines our tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow is not promised, but we know we do it in good faith.
Yes.
I mean, tomorrow is not promised, but we have to occupy. We still have to be diligent. We still have to be vigilant about our future. We can't just, well, tomorrow is not promised, and just not plan.
Correct.
You know, because at the end of the day, we are stewards of this life. We are stewards of the life that has been given unto us. And if we treat it incorrectly, if we treat it in a haphazard kind of way, then we are actually dishonoring the life that has been given to us. So we ought to steward it well. So
Excellent
that
advice.
also, even as children are not yours, they're lent. You borrowed money. You know, at the end of the day, people belong to God. When you create or you have this child, you're there to mold, to shape this child so that they can be first his and then be productive citizens of whatever country or territory that you are in. So then if we don't do that, then we are dishonoring the responsibility that has been given to us.
And Doc, the fact is, if you understand as a parent or guardian that your child or your children are the greatest gift you could get apart from your life, the fact is you will take your parenting role very seriously.
Yes. I think one of the problems we don't really sit down and dissect is a P word. We don't prioritize well. And our priorities are based on our value systems.
Yeah.
So then we need to check our value systems. What is important to me? And what is important to me at 20, single, 25, first child, 35, planning for a child. We have to change our value system and our prioritizing based on the stage of life and our involvement of life as we go. But we have 45-year-olds still acting like 25-year-olds or 20-year-olds with our children. The children come as an auxiliary part of your life rather than something that you are intentionally making provision and understanding and a pathway for. And another thing that we don't really pay attention to is the word vision. As an individual, what is your vision for your life? What is your formula for success? How are you going to raise successful young people if you have not walked the pathway of success yet? If you have not ordered your life, your conversations, your interactions, these things, you know, life is still happening to you, but you want to raise a productive child. How? We have doors open in our lives. People can walk in and out. We have a lot of envy, a lot of bitterness, a lot of stuff. Things that are simply wasting our time. We sit down on the phone, we talk for hours. But then we want children that can manage their time properly in school. Where is the example coming from?
You're preaching, Doc.
Yeah, the thing is, we can't carry people where we have not gone. And these are young people that are living by example. And you have to make the choice as an individual. I have a vision for my life. I have developed resilience. So when my child is lacking resilience, I can teach them how to develop it because I've walked it. I've not read it. I've walked it out. I can now teach my child what studies look like. I can teach my child what discipline looks like, because I myself am a disciplined person. But when discipline is only a word to you, then you don't know the action of it.
That is so true. You know, recently my nephews were here for Christmas, studying abroad, living abroad, and they all came. One of them in particular, who is about to start, just did his master's and doing his doctorate.
Wonderful.
And so I said to him, so son, you know, when is the girlfriend going to come in, thinking, you know, just having a casual conversation, because one is now involved, started dating one of them, the older one. And he said, Auntie, to be quite honest, that's nowhere near in my future, you know, because I know I am responsible for right now, this is my goal, doing my, you know, and I want to focus on that, and I know I cannot manage the two. So I'm not even going to, and you know what I said to him? I said, I really appreciate, first of all, your honesty, and you're really on the right path, because some people could manage it too, and that's okay, because they think they're ready for that chapter in their life or that part of their journey. But if clearly you are focused on doing what you want and you know you can, then I really applaud you for being honest, first of all, with yourself.
Yes.
And
It's a very high level of self-awareness.
Yeah, and you know, I felt very proud for him, and seeing that maturity in him at a very young age. You know, he's in his early 20s, and I really applauded him.
At 20 something, he made that. That's fantastic.
Yes,
That's fantastic.
That's the type of young people we're hoping to raise.
I tell my daughter, you know, these are your mentors. They set the bar very high, so you have to make sure and always follow. Before we wrap things up, and I could go on for hours, I see the need for you all to spend more time with our citizens via Real TV. We are giving you the avenue to do that. Because we understand educating people is empowering them. They make better choices. We all have a better tomorrow. Perhaps just quickly before we wrap up, tell us a little bit about the training and of course, you know, you being the lead at
the Police
Youth Club.
So there's so much to say about the St. Joseph Police Youth Club. Now, I said there are 90-something of us in terms of the Police Youth Club organization. However, we're all unique. We're a big family. It's sort of like a nice callaloo, but everybody brings a unique twist to the pot. St. Joseph, we focus primarily on character building and personal development of the child. No matter what we do, sports, culture, music, whatever, the core of that thing is to build a wholesome, productive citizen for Trinidad and Tobago. One misconception I always take the opportunity to address when I get that is that the Police Youth Club is not targeting the difficult children or the quote-unquote miscreants and the delinquents that we need to just send them for the police to deal with them. That's not what we're about. We're a youth development space, and it's a safe space for all young people, no matter what your background is, no matter what your socioeconomic status is. You are welcomed to join the Police Youth Club and find a space where you can have healthy, wholesome friendships, healthy, wholesome activities, build your character, build your skills and your competencies in various areas. So we have children who do things like entrepreneurship. We have an environmental awareness club. We have, the list goes on. So no matter what your interests or your desires, you can find a space within the Police Youth Club organization to feel safe and welcome. And St. Joseph is willing to welcome anyone. We're actually doing registration until next Friday, so you can feel free to reach out if you live within the area and you would like to register your child. Registration is ongoing and we close off next Friday. Nice. So please get your child in, and we look forward to working with all of our parents. Parents, don't run away, because you know we love you. And we must ensure that you also get valuable information, things that you can learn about how to set parental controls, you know, simple things on how to monitor your child's behavior, how to monitor their social interactions at school, how to just become more vigilant. We are literally building a village that can help you raise your child more efficiently and more effectively.
Of Corporal, we are forever grateful. I thank you kindly. I know that I understand and respect that you both are very consumed. You've got a lot of hats that you wear. We thank you for, helping our children of our land so that we all can benefit from, a good tomorrow when it comes to the leaders of our nation. Yeah? Thank you kindly. And I know and trust we'll see more of you once we meet. Doctor, again, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Again, we're very grateful. You've always been very, very helpful.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that so much.
No problem at all.
All the best for this new year. We're not too new anymore. We're 15 days old. Newish. For this new year of success, growth, and prosperity.
Thank you
God's
so much.
choicest blessings.
Thank you for having us, ma'am.
Welcome, always. Real TV. We always honor you and welcome you and thank you.
Thank you for having us,
so much
ma'am.
for having us.
It's a
Welcome.
privilege.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
more of you all, I'm sure. Most
Yes.
certainly.
Yes,
Yes, I'm
yes,
claiming
yes.
it. This is where we're going to wrap things up for today. I thank you kindly for choosing us. I want to remind you of your duty and responsibility as a parent. Ensure that you inculcate the right morals and values. And as Doc said, and I'll say, the apple will not fall far from the tree. We need to be the first example for our children. We are their first teachers. We are their gurus. And we are responsible for that. It is our duty and responsibility. Also reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani. Thanks for choosing us. Stick and stay. Great programming continues right here on Real TV. See you tomorrow.